9 and verse 4. And the Lord said unto him, Go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof.
That's right. So a mark's going to be put on your forehead for sighing and crying for the abominations that's happening to you here in your captivity, right? And then when the destruction comes, the Lord's going to say, don't destroy those men with the mark. See that? And we're not talking about the mark of the beast, we're talking about the mark on your forehead for sighing and crying against the abominations done to you in captivity. All right? Let's get a precept on. Let's get Exodus 3 and 7. All right? Because this has worked. It has worked for us to cry out to the Most High. All right?
This is Exodus chapter 3 and verse 7. And the Lord said, I have surely seen the affliction of my people which are in Egypt, and have heard their cry by reason of their taskmasters, for I know their sorrows.
That's right. So he knows our sorrows because he hears our cries, right? So that's why we got to, it's crazy how they'll say that we're wicked. All we're doing is just calling out the wickedness of what was done to us, the atrocities. We're not doing the atrocities, we're just bringing it up, right? But we're the bad guy, right? Let's get Psalm 145, 18 and 19. We got to come correct, though. If you're going to be praying for the Most High to save and comfort and help you, you can't be going against him and his operation, all right?
Psalm 145 and verse 18. The Lord is nigh unto all them that call upon him, to all that call upon him in truth. He will fulfill the desire of them that fear him. He also will hear their cry and will save them.
That's right. So we're going to continue to sigh and cry about what the so-called white man and other nations have done to the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, the Israelites. Okay? So might as well just, you have to deal with it, okay? Or you can just go back to the Caucasus Mountains and your other various nations, right? Leave us alone. We're going to be doing just fine because we got the spirit and power of the Most High as a battery in our back, right?
Yeah.
So give me 1 Peter 3 and 12. All right, just got a few more and I'm going to close it out.
1 Peter chapter 3 and verse 12. For the eyes of the Lord are over the righteous, and his ears are upon unto their prayers. But the face of the Lord is against them that do evil.
That's right, and that's talking about the other nations and the wicked 2/3 Negroites, all right? Right? So we should be complaining, speaking up, and crying out to the Most High, right? But we have to be sincere, okay? So give me Matthew 6 and 33.
Matthew chapter 6 and verse 33. But seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you.
That's right. So that should be your main objective, is to pleasing the Most High. Seek ye first the kingdom, right? Not the kingdom of Babylon, Sodom and Egypt, right? Known as America today. No, the kingdom of heaven, the new Jerusalem, right? That's what you need to be seeking, right? And then you don't have to worry about nothing else, right? Because the Most High is in control of everything, right? So when a man's getting destroyed over there, the Lord did that, right? I'm saying, oh, well, he was kind of a nice guy. You don't know that. Especially if it's a so-called white man, you can assume that he's doing some kind of devilishment, right? And violating somebody. All right? We can't keep lacking the knowledge of how we got here, people. Right? How long, ye simple ones, will you love simplicity? Right? So let's get Deuteronomy 28, 47 and 48, right? Let's look at how we got in this predicament, okay? And then we need to do the opposite to reverse things.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 47. Because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and with gladness of heart for the abundance of all things, therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he hath destroyed thee.
That's right. And the only way you're going to escape that destruction is by keeping the law, statutes, and commandments and having faith in Yahushua to come back and save us from the heathens, right? Because when he comes back, his garment's going to be bathed in the blood of the unrighteous, right? So, hey, with that, I say, you know, peace and blessings to the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel, right? Get yourselves right, because the day of the Lord is nigh at hand, right? These are the last days, right? This place is going to be destroyed sooner than later, and you don't want to take part in its plagues. Then you need to separate yourself spiritually and mentally and start doing the things that the Lord would have you do, such as keeping the Passover, right? Day of Atonement, right? And the various other feasts and holy days set aside for you, Israelites, in the Bible, right? Not Christmas, Easter, and Thanksgiving, right? You're not doing anybody any favors. You're just destroying yourself and your family when you do that, okay? So, hey, with that, peace and blessings, 12 tribes, nation of Israel. Woe to the other nations, giving all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua. Say, death to America, Kam Yashala.
Kam Yashala.